Chandler is the mayor of Quickville. He's got a lot of things to do. Got a lot of China to steal. Mary Lee Walsh is always waiting to ruin his fun. With the chaotic combo at his side, the day is already won. Welcome to Quickville. We invite you to swallow some sperm. Chris is straight, we guarantee. There are no girls allowed, unless your boyfriend free. He doesn't like the blackies, and God says gay should die. And if you see him sitting at a table, well, you better read his side. Sonichu!
Hello to whoever is listening. Today I'm going to be covering the Cwcki article Sonichu, the animated series. I haven't seen many people cover this article, so I thought I would. Before we get into this though, I would greatly appreciate it if you would subscribe, just to help me out there. Like this video to boost up in the algorithm. Down below, any suggestions for any ideas you want me to do, or like any topics you want me to cover, and if it interests me, I might do it. And also hit that bell so you get notifications for all of my videos. And now let's get into this. Okay, Sonichu the animated series was an animated series created by Cwcki as a parody of Christian Western Chandler and his comic. It ran for 2 seasons, with the first having 10 episodes and second having only 1. Like Cwcki created Sonichu the animated series with friends, having channels constantly flagged down on YouTube. He had to censor some episodes of the cartoon and put uncensored video files on Dailymotion. He entered the series once his interest in Chris dropped off. The show's abandonment was also influenced by constant drama of voice actors and writers. In one episode of the podcast called Sleepycast, Cwcki revealed that another reason why he abruptly stopped the series was because he felt that Chris's life had become more depressing, to the point where Cwcki started feeling bad for him, especially when he found out Chris's Tom Girl transition and the death of Bob, though he still thinks it's funny that Chris still freaks out about Sonic to this day. He also mentioned that he still gets tweets from die-hard fans asking if he could bring back the series, but he wants them to let it die. I wonder if Chris ever saw the series. He must have. I don't know. He also, fun fact, he'll probably be brought up in the article, but Liquid Chris actually voice acted as Chris in a few episodes, but then he was like replaced, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. But anyways, Chris Chan, he's an enigma, which to so many people, they thought he was a troll, because they're like, there's no way this motherfucker is real. Because he's like the saddest human being ever, and it's sad because it's like, I spent 4 years of my life fucking with him, and people are like, bring it back, and I'm like, no, let it die. It's like depressing, it's not the golden age, it's the depressing age. Cwcki, rebunking the weens. That is true. People always like try to troll Chris and like reach out to him, but it's not the golden age anymore. It's not the 2000s. Chris is in jail. Bob is dead. Chris is not the same Chris. Like, yeah, he's still stupid as ever. But he's not like in his little polo shirts anymore. He doesn't have his short hair and his, he doesn't have his like little sign or whatever. He's not in his 20s anymore. He's 41. It's not funny anymore. It's really depressing, and we should just let Chris rot in jail for what he's done. And people always say things like, it was always kind of fucked up to troll Chris. I personally don't think so. Yeah, at times it was awful. It was absolutely awful. Some shit that happened to him shouldn't have happened, like the blue spike things. But the thing is, Chris was always kind of a shitty person. He was like racist, he was homophobic, he was kind of transphobic. And people will defend that. They'll be like, oh, Chris was really influenced by stuff he watched. It was the 2000s. Like, yeah. There's a lot of facts of why Chris was like that, but I still don't think that's, like, an excuse. He was still, like, a piece of shit. He was still, like, an awful person. And people will want to, like, ignore that just so they could be seen as, like, the saviour who was like, I don't believe we should have celebrated bullying this autistic person. Like, he kind of deserved some of it. The Liquid Chris stuff, the, like, other trollish thing, like, setting him up on dates. I think that was really funny. And he only viewed women as like things. That's what I believe. I think he only viewed women as things that he could have, not people to him. They're just things that he could fuck and have a family with. It's like a glorified sex doll. I personally don't believe that all that trolling was like the most horrible thing ever, and everyone who done it should, I don't know, go to jail? Whatever Blue Spike did, yeah, that was fucked. He was 13. Whoever was like orchestrating Blue Spike to do all this shit, they should like get in major fucking trouble. for all of that, because Blue Spike was only 13, as I've said before. He doesn't know what he's doing at 13. If I was a really lonely 13-year-old kid, I was, and like these group of older people took me under their wing, like 17 to 18-year-olds, and they were like, I thought they were really cool, and they told me to like fuck with this person. I'm like, yeah, of course. Even if it's like basically grooming. Like honestly, sorry, aren't over. Despite him feeling some remorse for creating the animated series, Spaz Kid doesn't hesitate to call Chris disabled and a despicable human being, because he is. I think some people really overlook how awful Chris was. He was always kind of a shitty person. The animated series, much like the comic series, though the title is Sonichu, the series centres around the misadventures of Chris. For 4 years, it ran for 2 seasons, with the first season consisting of 10 episodes and the second only having one split into 2 parts. The series mocks Chris by making him look like a bigger idiot than he already is, and with him ending up in each episode being killed, injured, humiliated, or doing something disgusting / stupid. Unlike the comics, Chris rarely wins and is rightfully told off many times, except by Sonichu, who loves and adores his father. Since the series is a mashup for Chris's real-life adventures and his comic, many plot elements are taken from both Chris' historical sagas and the Sonichu comic. These events are usually heavily exaggerated for comedic effects because that's satire, that's a parody. I don't think many people know that. Many characters from both sagas and his comics make appearances such as Sonichu, Jimmy Hill, Megan, etc. The series also does things that Chris would absolutely hate, such as making Sonichu be abusive to Sonichu, him and Sonichu being engaged in gay sexual acts, most of his female characters having manly voices and appearances, and even Chris being abused by a black guy sexually. The series was animated in MS Paint, with the style being reminiscent of Ren and Stimpy, in that the characters are often drawn as more grotesque than they already are. It is also noted that many of the characters are drawn differently each time they are on screen. This may be a reference to how Chris's characters never look the same in any of the drawings he does. Animation-wise, the show is often crude and simplistic for both comedic effect and all at the same time creating episodes. Liquid Chris also contributed to the series, providing the voice of Chris in some episodes, since he was at the time one of the few people who could imitate Chris perfectly. When it wasn't Liquid Chris doing the voice, it was either Spaz Kid or Cwcki editor, Finny Cakes. In some instances, audio clips from Chris's various videos, such as Sony's A Cute Girl, I Am Straight, and For Julie's Eyes Only, were used. Chris did mention the series where he was asked by Joshua Martinez about it on the third Vanessa AM chat. He said that he watched a bit of the series but didn't give an opinion about it. Okay, so he has watched it, but he's not going to give his opinion about it, okay? I bet he fucking hates it, genuinely. I bet he just doesn't like want to come off as like really sour and shit. But yeah, I bet he hates it. There's also a picture there with the cast, and honestly, I think it looks really fucking good. Like the art is actually really good despite punchy Sonichu. But he's always been kind of offensive. He's always been like a bit of a stereotype. Chris even drew him as a stereotype. Yeah, that's basically it. There is much more, but if you want me to cover that, I might do it in another video because I'm really tired, sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna go now. Goodbye.